Hello YouTubers. This is my first time doing a video review of anything, and I thought that this one deserved some merit. This is the MotoTec 48 volt 500 watt FatBoy scooter. There are a lot of higher end scooters out there, and I didn't need one for everyday use. My plan for this one is, well, to enjoy a little fun ride occasionally, and to use at youth camps where it's getting harder to get hold of golf carts or traveling to carry one. So I picked up this little scooter for use. And there's not a lot on YouTube or review videos regarding this scooter, so I wanted to do a quick walk around. Now, this is not going to be in depth with full specifications, and it's not going to be a review of the attachments that I've put on it. But what you see here is this scooter with some attachments, and I'll tell you right off the bat that the basket on the back, the rack that supports it, the little bag underneath, and the little T-bar up front that has a speedometer on it, and the mirrors are all add-ons, as well as the foot pegs, and I'll show you those up closer in a sec. The basic bike out of the box has to be assembled. The assembly is not that terribly difficult, but the bike requires a lot of adjustments. Once you assemble it, it will run right out of the box. Of course, you need to get a full charge, but I had to spend a few hours going over the disc brakes, making some adjustments, and some of it's design build. It's a sturdy little bike for sure, but there are definitely some things that are cons to how it was built. But let's do a little walk around. It comes standard with a headlight. This headlight assembly includes a keyed switch, so the bike can be keyed, not just anybody jump on and take off. Your battery power is on the top. 3 bars, well, 4 bars total, 3 green bars and 1 red. Throttle, typical handbrakes, and as I said, disc brakes. Seat post is very similar to a bicycle post. You've got adjustable bicycle levers there. The bike has a rear hub motor and a bottom battery pack. That top panel that says MotoTec can be unscrewed to get access into the battery compartment. It's a view of the front disc brakes and the back. The problem I had, the biggest hurdle, was I was getting a lot of grinding on the discs. I made typical bicycle adjustments, but I still couldn't get the disc brakes from riding on the discs themselves. End result, you'll see, well, it's hard to see here, but there's metal brackets that support your calipers. Those metal brackets were welded on, but I don't believe that they were trued out. So they required a little flexing and bending. Not desirable, but it did work. And I had to do it on both to adjust these brackets that you see here. This one's more clear. And I just had to take the caliper off, get something inside of that hole on there, and give a little flex to straighten that bracket out. Again, not preferred. I wouldn't want to break the weld or something like that on it, but it did work, and I was able to get those lined up. Probably because there was a flex and bend, and the way that they had done it from factory, it caused the discs themselves to have some warping. So I had to get a tool, sorry, and true out those brakes. They're never going to be perfect, but for this purpose, they're fantastic. It works great. I was able to get them so everything was running and braking smoothly, but not something you expect to have to do out of the box. Maybe some minor adjustments, but certainly not to the level I had to. So that's going to be the biggest con that I saw with the construction. The next con here, and this may be difficult to see, when I line up with the bike, and you've got cables and things that are in the way, but the seat post is welded at a slight cant. When you're riding the bike, it doesn't matter. No one can see that. But when you attach extra attachments like I did, if you look, you can see where we run into a concern issue. Notice that the basket had to be offset on the bracket, on the rack, because the rack is not centered with the wheels. And this is due to the misalignment all of the seat post. The seat post is extremely sturdy. I do not have an issue with that, just that it did not line up. I've added a few extra things, like I said. A speedometer for starters, and I didn't want to do a lot of cabling. I had to rerun the cabling as was. Notice that I've got cabling as it comes up from the battery compartment. I ran it up here on this side, Velcro straps to hold everything in place. But I had to do that if I wanted to get an extra few inches of lift out of the handlebars. And I was able to do that to get a few extra, about 3-4 inches there. But I had to rerun the cables to be able to get that extra distance that I needed. I added a T-bar to allow to place the speedometer on. And the reason that is because it's got limited distance. This is a wireless speedometer, so no extra cables, because I didn't want to rerun any. And you can see here, you got the transmitter that's strapped there, and you've got the magnet placement that I've got strapped onto the hub, and I added a super magnet on the end of it to get that extra pickup, so that when it comes around this transmitter, I'm getting a good, good transmission and pickup of the wheel. I would have put the speedometer up on the handlebars, although there's limited spacing here. It needed to be within 24 inches, so that's why it's placed there. And Amazon has a lot of great things. I was able to find this T-bar to add to it. Also added these foot pegs. These were about $12, $13 on Amazon. Initially I tried to place them on these screws here, but it was getting too much turn in them, so I wound up drilling and putting them on this back plate. Some of the reviews that I saw online for this bike, actually I only saw 2 other reviews, and on those the key was on this plate assembly here, as well as the charger. But on this bike, sorry, the charging port, on this bike it's got a different headlight, which I like, and the key is up here. Charging port, and I let the cover off for you. Charging port is here down on the battery box on the side, so it was less cabling that had to come up this way. This is just a clamp-on water bottle carrier, and this bag was kind of nice. I picked this up for about $20 on Amazon. It was just big enough to put the battery charger and cable in. I figured I want to leave it with the bike at all times, especially if I'm riding it around and need to charge it up somewhere away from where I would camp when I'm at these camps that I do. And we've got roads and kids and other golf carts that are moving around, so I got the mirrors, the side mirrors for that purpose. And that's it. If you're looking at one of these, it's a fun little scooter. The wheels are 15-inch wheels, 6 wide. You can see that, so they're 15 by 6.00-6. Essentially, I think they are same size as some tractor wheels or lawnmower tractor wheels. But that's it. Feel free to ask questions, leave comments. Please keep it positive. I know there are other options and nicer bikes that are out there. Again, this is just for a little fun and a little side use. I will tell you that riding it is it's a lot of fun. It's doing about 19 miles per hour, and I weigh at 210 pounds. A couple different documentation. One says max is 250, one says max is 300. The weight's going to be dependent upon your charging and how long your charging lasts, obviously, and how fast you're running it. Charge time for a full charge seems to be about 6 hours. And it's supposed to have a range of 15 to 20 miles, again, depending upon weight and speed and terrain. Well, that's it. Feel free to ask questions. Hope this helps. There wasn't a lot of reviews on this, so I wanted to provide just a general walk around. Anything I can help answer questions, just let me know. Thank you.